Okay, so just repeat after me. Imasu. Okay, so we learned imasu from lesson 10 in E1. So basically it means something exists. Someone exists, right? Living thing exists. Okay, next. Sentaku shimasu. So you can think of the ta and the u. The u is like a bit of silent. Okay, more like sentak shimasu. Right? Not sentaku. There's no ku. You don't have to emphasize the u too much. It's sentak shimasu. Sentak shimasu. You don't hear the u, right? Sentak, tak. Yeah, tak. Yeah. So sentak shimasu. Okay, soji shimasu. So soji, we have a u. Remember, we have above the o we have a line. That means we have a long o sound. So, right? Soji shimasu. Okay, next. This is our counters. In Chinese, we say 1个2个3个, right? This is how we count. So in Japanese, we will say 1つ. 1つ means 1. 2つ 2つ means 2. 3つ 3つ means 3. 4つ 4つ. Right? We see a double T, right? That means the first T will go with the front part of the word. So for example, 3つ, the MIT, meet, right? We will pronounce as meet. 3つ. Right? We will separate these two T. We don't pronounce it like together. Alright? So instead of MITSU like that, 3つ, it's not 3つ, it's 3つ. Right? So the first T will go with the front part. So we pronounce it as meet and つ. So 3つ. Right? 3つ. If you cannot remember, this small つ actually follows the sound of the second word. So for example, in this case, it's 3つ. The first letter of つ is T. So our small つ will follow the sound of a T. Right? This is a recap for E1. Then next will be, it's not 有字, 有字. So we pronounce it yacht first. Yacht. 有字. 有字. 字. 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 A bit shorter, 字. Yeah, very good. 有字. Next, 一字字. 一字字. Right, 一字字 means 5, 5个. Alright, next, 六つ. 六つ. Very good. 七つ. 七つ. 八つ. 八つ. Right, that means 8. 9つ. 9つ. と. Okay, so this is usually how we count things in Japanese. If you can't remember, I will go for 一個. 個 means 個 lah. Okay, so this we write it as 個, right? So sometimes一個 only refers for things that are small, right? So for example, if you order like fishball or you order like yakitori, then you can use this one, it's fine. If you cannot remember 一つ二つ. Alright, so for me, sometimes I can't remember what is beyond 三つ. I can count to 3. Then what happened? I want to order 7. Then I cannot remember it's 七つ. So I'll just say 七個. Alright, 七個. Easy to remember, right? So this is really last resort. Okay, this is last resort. But we try to use this one. This is the most general way to count things in Japanese. Okay, next, moving on. Any questions? No. We will learn more of the counter. I mean in Chinese we call it 量词. We will learn more of this in the next few lessons. Okay, next, いくつ. いくつ. Okay, 一人. 一人. 二人. 二人. Then you realize 3 and above is no more special name already. Becomes 三人. So this 人 is actually written by 人字 in Chinese. Okay? Yeah, so 三人 literally 三人 Yeah, so 三人. Then 4 person? 四人. 5 person? 五人. 9 person? 9. 9人. 9人. Alright, then 10 person? 10人. Then 20 person? 20人. Very good. Follow the normal counting system already. Okay, next. 家族. 家族. 兄弟. 兄弟. 習慣. 習慣. ヶ月. kagetsu. Okay, think of this ka as a small ka lah. Usually we write it like this lah. Okay, getsu. Right? In Japanese, we usually represent ka as this small thing over here. So basically, it is to mean 2个月. Right? So if you recall, 2月 is 2月. 2月 will be February. So we want to say 2 months instead of saying February. So we have to say 2ヶ月. Right? 2ヶ月. Right? 週間. Okay? So 週 means 周 lah, means 1 week lah. So 間 simply means the period. Right? So for example, we can say 1週間. Right? For 1 will be 1週間. That means 1 week. Then 2週間, 3週間, 4週間, 5週間. Then very normal already. Only the first one is a bit special. Remember how we count age? 1 years old is 1歳. Remember 1歳. 21 years old is 21歳. Right? We don't say 1歳, right? We say 1歳. So same thing. For 週間, we follow that counting system. Right? So for first week, we say 1週間. Right? 1週間. Okay, next we have nen. Nen. Okay, that means years. So nen means years. So nen, 1年, 2年, 3年, 4年. This one very normal. Same counting system. Nothing special about this. Okay, next, kai. Kai. So kai means how many times. Okay, so the kanji for this is actually like that. So you can guess lah, it's basically how many times. Right? So this one, the counting system will be 1回, 2回, 3回, 4回, 5回, then normal already. Only 1回 is very special. Right? Because it's very weird to say 1回. Very weird. So we usually cut short, we will abbreviate it 1回. Okay, 1回means first time. If you recall, story, right, is also 1回. Right? 一楼1回. Right? One time is also 1回. Right? So you can remember it that way. But the kai is different. This kai is for how many times? The level 1 is a different writing for the kanji. Okay, that one is cannot remember leh. Kai. Let me see Kai. So. Yeah, this one. Sorry, this one. Okay. So kai. This is how we write the kai for the staircase. Like 几楼, how many story. Okay, for the how many times we will use 回. Yeah, this is the kai for the how many story. Alright, in case you're interested lah. I mean, N5 don't test kanji, so don't worry so much. Okay. I mean, for Chinese people should be okay lah. Okay, moving on. 全部で. Okay, let's split this into two. 全部 is simply everything, right? So where's my pen? Okay. Yeah, so 全部 means everything, right? Means all or means everything. Okay. で, if you recall from E1, で is representing by means of, right? Remember? By means of, by method, by using. For example, 電車で, bus で. Right? Remember? So when we say 全部で, that means by everything, which also means in all lah. That means everything lah. Okay? So 全部で. So you can use this in, for example, cashier. For example, 全部でいくらですか? What is いくら? How much? Right? いくら is how much, right? Okay, so いくら. So 全部でいくらですか? That means everything in total, how much is it? Right? いくら. Okay, moving on. 大体. Okay, 大体 is in Chinese we say 大概 lah, okay? So somewhat similar. Okay, it means average or about or roughly. Okay, so 大体. Okay, 大体. Okay, next. ぐらい or くらい. Okay, so this is actually what we learned at the end of E1 as well. So ぐらい simply means about. For example, 30分ぐらい. 30分, remember what is it? 30分ぐらい. No. ぐらい is about. So about 30 minutes. right? So 30分ぐらい. That means about 30 minutes. Alright, so we cannot be sure. So we are giving a gurai. We are giving an estimation, roughly. Okay? So gurai is roughly. Or about lah. Same meaning. Okay. Next. Died. Okay, so this is where our 量词 come in, our counter come in already. So died simply means 多少台. Okay, you can think of 台, yeah. Like 一台车,一台电视, right? Yeah. We will learn more about this counter later on. There's a big list of it. We'll go through the list later. Okay, Then next will be for thin things. For example, notes. For example, 钞票, notes. Or paper. Or origami paper. Or nori. Nori is seaweed, the sushi seaweed. Right, so for thin and flat things, we call mai. Okay. So for example, kami ichimai. Right, kami ichimai. That means paper, one piece. One piece of paper. Right, kami ichimai. So that is mai. So this is written by like that lah. Yeah, mai. Okay, next. Gaikoku. Gaikoku. Okay, the kanji is just simply 外国 lah. The kanji is just simply 外国. Okay, next. Nihonsei. Okay, so this sei simply means yeah, so it's written like something like that. I can't. Okay, my handwriting is terrible. Sei is this one. Sei. Yeah, at JLPT you don't have to write kanji, but you need to recognize kanji. This one. Alright, this one. This is sei. So Nihonsei simply means made in China. Made in Japan. Okay. So remember E1 we learned this car is from Japan. Then we say Nihon kara. So you can see. Make it bigger. Wow, the handwriting one I don't know whether can make it bigger. Okay. Can. Wait. I don't know why my keyboard not working already. See, it doesn't want to come out. Say. It disappeared. Okay, never mind, I'll just roll the board. For now, kanji is not so important. Just recognize them will do lah. Yeah. Okay, this is sei. Sei. Okay, moving on. Zenbu. So zenbu means everything, or. Okay, next. Tsukurimasu. So tsukurimasu simply means to make something, to produce something. Okay, tsukurimasu. Any questions so far? Everything okay? Kurai and kurai. Basically, this one is Tokyo, one is Osaka. Tokyo people will say this one. Osaka people will say this one. Tai. So this one is Tokyo lah. Osaka people will say taite. Yeah, so don't worry so much. Taite, yeah, for Osaka people. Yeah, it's just the regional differences. In China, our Chinese also very different everywhere lah. Okay, so tai is really this is the standard Japanese. Okay, next. Oh, no more already. How come the vocabulary so short? Very good. Okay, I will not go through the English ones. So the English one can be for you as revision or reference. Let's go on to the textbook. This one. Yeah. Lesson 11. Can Okay, lesson 11. リンゴが一つあります。Repeat after me. リンゴが一つあります。Okay, so basically what is ringo? Do you remember? What's ringo? Apple. Okay, apple. So 一つ we just learn means one. So this grammar is basically what we have learned at the end of E1. So ga arimasu. Something ga arimasu means you have something or something exists. Alright? So something ga arimasu. It has two meanings. One is you are in possession of something or something exists. Alright? So ringo ga hitotsu arimasu. In this case, the context is not enough to determine whether it is the first meaning or the second meaning. Alright? But basically, there is an apple. Okay? So if I add watashi wa, right? Watashi wa ringo ga hitotsu arimasu. That means I have one apple. Then that one is clearly possession. Alright? If they change the sentence to square is square means table. That one E1 also. Okay? Square means table. So square no ue ni. Alright? Do you know what's ue ni? Okay, also E1, no, don't worry, we'll do recap then. Next, square no ue ni simply means table de shang. Right? So simply it means above the table. Right? On the table. Alright, so on the table, ringo ga hitotsu arimasu. That means an apple exists on the table. One apple exists on the table. So that one will be the second meaning already. Apple exists. Rather than it is you are in possession. Alright, so in this case, the context is not clear lah. But I want to use this chance to explain to you what is ga arimasu. Alright, so what's new here is basically hitotsu. Alright, we are learning how to count. So what is 2? 2つ. What is 3? 3つ. 4? 4つ. 5? 5? 5つ. Alright, thank you. Yeah. So you have to start to remember how to count, especially those who are going for year-end holiday to Japan. Okay, yeah, unfortunately last night there was a big earthquake. But luckily there wasn't much death. Yeah, so luckily lah. Okay, number 2. Repeat after me. Kenshūsei. Kenshūsei. Alright, so kenshūsei is... What do you think? Kenshūsei wa? Master student? No. Kenshūsei. Close? Yeah, so it's like trainee. It's like intern. Okay, trainee, intern. Okay, kenshūsei ga 2人います. Repeat after me. 2人います. 2人います. Okay, so this ga imasu is also from lesson 10 of E1. Basically, somebody exists. Alright, somebody exists. So kenshūsei ga 2人います. So 2人 is our counter here. 2 person. Okay, 2 person. Next, number 3. Repeat after me. ラオさん。ラオさんは日本で6ヶ月実習します。Okay, 実習します。What is 実習します? Very close. Practical training lah. Practical training. On the job training. Yeah. So 実習 means like practical training. Okay. So just practice lah. Okay, practice. Practical training lah basically. Okay. So what's new here is 6ヶ月. Right? So 6ヶ月. Remember just now I told you 1ヶ月, right? Then 2ヶ月, 3ヶ月, 4ヶ月, 5ヶ月. Then the special one next will be 6ヶ月. Okay? So it's not cool to say 6ヶ月, right? So we just change it to 6ヶ月. Sounds cooler also. Then how about 8? 8ヶ月 I'll give you a choice. Is it 1 8ヶ月 or 2 8ヶ月 Which one? First one? Say the answer is second one. Okay? Yeah, very confusing, right? So actually, it becomes 8ヶ月 I know. 8, for example, 800. It's not 800, right? That is 800. But how come this one is 8ヶ月? Doesn't make sense or not? So this one I have to memorize. Then 9 is just 9ヶ月. Then 10 is 10ヶ月. 11 is 11ヶ月. 12 is 12ヶ月. Okay? Okay, great. Any questions so far? Okay, carry on. 私は1週間に1回洗濯します。So 洗濯します is simply doing laundry lah, wash clothes. Okay, so this is laundry, right? So 洗濯 means laundry. Okay, so 1週間に means in 1 week period. The can simply means period, right? 1週間に1回 one time. So in 1 week period, one time. Okay, 2 weeks one time, 2週間に1回. Right, this is how we say. If it's 1 year one time, 年に1回です. Right, we don't say 1年, we just say 年に. 年に simply means 1 year already. Right, you can also say, instead of saying 1週間に, you can also say 週に1回です. Right, 週に1回です. So if you lazy to write the entire sentence, you can simply cancel. Don't need to say one. Don't need to don't need to say can. Right? Or one also don't need. Yeah. 週に1回です. That means weekly one time. Right? Weekly one time. Instead of saying 1 week one time, you are saying weekly one times. Okay? So 週に1回 is also fine. So far okay. Anybody lost already? No. Okay, very good. Okay, now we have a kaiwa. So I will go through the kaiwa. Then afterwards we will have volunteers to read out the passage. Okay, so we have this guy called Cortez. Alright, Cortez-san. So he says, この工場に人が何人いますか? Right, 工場, as you can guess, yes, it means factory. Okay, or plant. Okay, factory or plant. So この工場に, like in this factory, right? に means in, right? So in this factory, 人が何人いますか? Right? Humans が how many people いますか? So he basically is saying, in this factory, how many people? Okay, next, 工場の人, that means the person that is affiliated to the factory. He replied, 400人ぐらいです. Right, 400人ぐらいです. He himself not sure of the exact number, so he's just telling him about 400. Right, 400人ぐらいです. Then Cortez reply, 機械が何台ありますか? Right, remember we learned 何 means what, right? What? So 何台 simply means how many lah. Okay, so 何 is what, but however when we put a counter behind it, it becomes how many. So 何台 So 何台ありますか? So the guy replied, the 工場の人, 30台あります. Right? 30台あります. So there is 30 of the machine. Then Cortez-san says, 外国製ですか? 外国製ですか? Then basically, yeah, you can guess is it made overseas? Is it foreign made? Alright, is it made overseas? Then 工場の人 says, いいえ、全部日本製です。全部日本製です。Alright, so everything is made in Japan. Alright, then Cortez-san reply, 一日にどのくらいカメラを 作りますか? Right? So 1日に means one day, right? In one day, どのくらい means how many? Right? 1日に means in one day. 1日 means one day. 1日に means in one day. Right? So in one day, どのくらい camera. So in one day, how many camera を作りますか? Right? So 作ります is, what is the meaning of 作ります? Make. Okay, so one day, how many you make? In one day, about how many you make? Then the 工場の人 replies, 100台です。100台です。Right? Which is 100 units. 100 units. Okay? Any questions about this conversation? Very good. No questions. Okay. Then we have 2 volunteers. Let's have 1 girl and 1 boy lah. 没有人 Nobody want to volunteer. I call already. Okay lah. Zheng Ping be the first one. You be quarter test. And then Hazel, you be the 工場の人. Okay? Cannot. Okay. Just try lah. Just try. Can do one lah. Okay. Not comfortable then I change people. No, just try. This is all about trying. So that I can understand where you get wrong. Then I correct your pronunciation. Right? Okay. Hazel, you really do one? Try lah. Try. Okay. Come. Let's go. Korote-san. Kono. The kanji can read? Ayo. You have the hiragana sheet with you? Don't have. Oh, don't have okay. Your friend what? Oh, then he's here. Oh, but this one don't know. This one have English. Okay, wait, that one no English. Wow, your friend very prepared. Okay, I lend you my E1 textbook. I have. I lend you. Okay, so you need E1 textbook. Okay. Try この こ then oh, you give up already. How about your partner? Peter, you want to try? Okay, come. Then your partner will be Korote-san. どうぞ. Oh, half year ago. Okay, then I wait until the 3rd lesson that I call you. Okay, can. Okay, can. Then like that Hazel and Damon, let's go. Okay, Korote-san. Damon. I think you should hold on to this. In case you need to, yeah. It's okay, you can just put on the next chair or something to reference. Yes, Damon. No more English words, Everybody stuck already. Okay, good. 400人 I'm missing a word. 400人ぐらいです。The other one got English words. The one is English translate only, right? The other worksheet. It's only English translation, is it? No English Romaji. Oh. By now we need to be proficient in hiragana. Okay, never mind. Let me help you guys, okay? I see you're stuck. I also in pain. Okay, so this is この工場 Okay, 人が何人いますか Okay, then next they say 400人 Okay, 400人ぐらいです Then he asking Okay, then he said, 機械が何台ありますか? And this is 30台あります。Then 外国製ですか? Right? Then he replied, いいえ、全部日本製です。Right? Then 1日にどのぐらいカメラを作りますか? Then 100台です。Okay, come, I help you already. Okay, Damon and Hazel. Yep, from the top.
この工場、人が何人いますか？400人ぐらいです。機械何台ありますか？30台あります。外国製ですか？いえ、全部日本製です。1日にどのくらいカメラを作りますか？いや、5台です。
Great, good try, good try. Okay, there's some pronunciation a bit off lah, so I identified them over here. Okay, repeat after me. 工場 工場 Okay, next is okay, for arimas, right, the R is more of a L sound. Adi, D. Okay, not re, there's no r, there's no r sound, there's no to roll your tongue. So instead of RI, instead of ARI, it's more like in between R and I, L and R, sorry. So it's more like adimas. Okay, so adimas. Okay, then 外国製 say, you must go up, right? 外国製 Right, 外国製 Then after that 全部 Right, 全部 Right, go up and come down, 全部 Yeah, so Japanese, they always say they don't have intonation, but actually they do. They do have intonation. Okay, next 作ります What your mas sounds weird. Mas. Okay, can. 作ります Okay, the mas, the M, the U at the end is silent. Silent U. Yeah, mas. Not mas. There's no su. Okay, mas. There's no SU at the back. Okay, so this passage can understand? Okay, very good. Wow, one thing I heard about N1 exam is more than 2/3 of the papers are comprehension reading. Wow, I really hated myself back then. It's not just 1, 2, 3, 4. You have to read the passage and then you have to guess 1, 2, 3, 4. I really hated the N1 exam. I almost didn't have time to finish reading all the passages. Okay, but let us go through, before I go through the example, let me just go through, let me just talk about, let me just use this chance to talk about some revision of E1 because I think some of you all might have a bit of misunderstanding. 日本語 this one. 5. Okay. Yeah, so please revise your hiragana. We will need the hiragana from here onwards. Okay, definitely need hiragana. If you have time, please practice your katakana. Okay. I'm going to give you more hiragana practices later. Okay, basically I'm going to have you transcribe the homework later. Okay, so basically let's recap. There's actually a long vowel for Japanese, right? So basically we have all the underline above the certain letter. That one means long sound. Okay, so for example, Oba-san is simply aunt. Oba-san is grandmother. So please don't accidentally call a auntie grandmother. Okay, right? Oba-san and Oba-san. Please be careful. And then also let's look at the second one. Oji-san is uncle. Oji-san is grandfather. So please be very careful with your reading. Then we also have A is picture. A is yes. Okay. So these are the difference. Koko is here. Koko is high school. Koko. Koko. You can hear I'm dragging out the sound, right? There's a U sound inside, right? There's like somewhat of a U sound. Koko. Right? Koko versus Koko. Koko is here. Remember? That one lesson 2 E1. Koko is here. Koko. Alright? So there's a difference. Okay. Even for like, for example, supermarket, we say super. Alright? Super. For taxi, we say taxi. Right? The U is silent. Taxi. 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 Not tas. It's tak. Tak. Do you speak Hokkien? Taxi. Yeah. Tak. Taxi. Alright? So these are long vowels. The sound of N also changes sometimes. For example, this is hantai. This is shinbun. So there's a bit of difference in sound. Ha-n and shi-n. Okay, both is n, but when we pronounce it, it's a bit off. But the one not so much of a big difference. Tenki. Right, the one not so much of a big difference. Double consonant, if you still can't remember. Okay, basically these are double consonants. The most popular double consonants are K, S, T, and P. Right? Usually the small Z will follow the one that is behind. Right? This is PI, right? So this one must be P. So for example, what is this? Happy. Right? Happy. Right? Happy. Alright, so basically this small Z becomes P. Okay, so for example, we have buka. Buka means subordinate, 下属, right? Junior. Then we also have buka. Remember just now I mentioned we split this into two. The first K will follow the first reading, right? Book, right? Then ka, buka. Instead of buka is buka, right? Buka. Okay. Then we also have, for example, kasai is fire, kasai is applause. Right? Kasai is fire, kasai is applause. Then for sound is oto. This is oto. Right? Oto. Right? So we pronounce the OT first. Oto. Versus we pronounce the O first. Oto. Right? O and O. O and O. Right? Oto. Oto. Right? So these are double consonants. We also have the contracted sound. If you can remember that this small one simply means, for example, shi, ya, right? This is SHIYA, right? So shi, ya, basically it is sha, right? We write them as sha, right? So this small guy is about 40% of the original size, smaller than 50%. Okay, very small, right? So sha, instead of shiya is more like sha. So these are the contracted sound. So if you don't know, there is this thing called the mora. Mora means 一口气, means one breath. For example, all these words here, we will pronounce them as one breath. Okay, like a, i, right? A, i, u, e, o, one breath. Okay, so all these contracted sounds are also supposed to be pronounced in one breath. So one mora long, we're supposed to pronounce them in one breath, right? We don't say shi, a, sha. We just say sha. Right? So all of these contracted sounds are also one breath. We call it one mora long. Okay. Then we have pitch accent also. So the pitch accent, some words are pronounced high, some words are pronounced low. So okay. So for example, a is picture. A is shock. Means I'm shocked. It's right? So different type of pitch will have different type of meaning. Okay, we also have this is the accent lah. So if you guys remember nose and flower, very good. Flower is hana, yes. So nose is hana, then hana and hana is flower, hana is nose. Alright, there's different pitch accent lah, but this one I don't expect you to focus too much on this. Okay. You are just E5 N1 N5 only, so don't worry. I just want to let you know that there's different pronunciation in case your teacher haven't tell you. Then there's also intonation. So different intonation means whether it is a question. Right? In Singlish we also ask question. Can go meh? Right? Meh is go up, right? Meh, right? That means can go. Right? It's a question lah. Can leh? That means downwards, right? That means it's more like a confirmation. Right? In Japanese similar. So when we say o hanami o shimasu, that means we are saying a fact. We are just stating something. If we say ikimasen ka, that means we are asking a question. Okay? I desu ne, that means you are confirming. Right? So different intonation has different meaning. Okay? Of course, sometimes we don't even have the ne or the ka. For example, ikimasen, that means you're asking a question. Ikimasen, that means I'm not going. Right? So depending on the tone also, you can ask question. Even without all this ne or ka, we also can ask question. Okay? Am I boring all of you already? Yeah, so basically this is how Japanese system, the intonation and the speaking works are. So please go back home and memorize your hiragana again. We will need to use this. As you can see, the textbook got no more English helping words, which I'm not surprised. Okay, so please go back and memorize your hiragana. Okay, let me go back to the textbook. Textbook. Okay, let's go on to this page. Label means example sentences. Okay, so whatever we have learned just now from the 4th sentence, we will now learn it over here. Label. Okay, Okay. センターに教室。This one no need to remember. Don't need to follow me. Okay. センターに教室。No need. Okay. センターに教室がいくつありますか? So center is center lah, basically tuition center. Okay. センターに教室. So 教室 is classroom, as you can guess from the Chinese word. Okay. 教室. So センターに教室がいくつ? What is いくつ? How many? Thank you. How many? Okay, ありますか? So non-living thing. So あります means 多少啦. Okay, how many? So how many classroom are in the center? Alright, so center need you can think of it as in. Alright, and then we have our 教室が. So this ga over here is simply because があります があります Okay, then you can think of our いくつ as our adverb. This is an adverb. Adverb means the intensifier lah. For example, とても is very. Alright, so adverbs does not affect the grammar. Adverbs don't affect the grammar. Okay, it does not affect the grammar. So this ga is actually because of the あります Okay, something があります Can Number 2. あなたの会社に研修生が何人いますか? Right, あなたの simply means your. Right, your 会社 is company. Right, 研修生 is trainee, intern. Right, so your company, in your company, right, intern が何人いますか? Right, 何人 is how many people, right? So how many intern are in your company? That is the translation. Okay, so this is your, this is company. This is trainee. How many? Right? Okay, then the answer will be 6人います。6人います。Right? 6人います。So far, so good. Okay, so far, so good. Yes. So I can repeat the question. Oh, the one lesson 10 we learn arimas is for non-living thing, imas is for living thing. Right? Yeah. Okay. Okay now. I think we might have extra time today. I might as well photocopy this revision worksheet and maybe we can go through this revision worksheet. We can do a bit of revision because I'm very concerned and worried about this class. Let me just photocopy this one. Oh, by the way, I have some snacks. Please have it. Okay, so I have this revision worksheet. Yeah, some of you might find it familiar. Yes, it is at the end of the N1 E1 worksheet. Yeah, I got one extra. Is it? Just give it back. Okay. Okay, so we will start that after we finish this entire topic first. Let's wait for one guy to be back. By the way, the timing is okay? 7 to 10? Cannot? Rush as you know me don't need to rush Usually I'll buy time a bit of time at the start. Don't have to rush. You can read the label. They will say what is it. I think got something walnut cookie or something. Yeah. In case you haven't eaten, you can have some snacks. By the way, so I'm waiting for you to take your EYS. What happened?
I'm busy with project.
Oh, it's not you don't want to take you're busy. Not you scared lah. You busy.
Oh, you're busy lah.
Okay, okay. Then like that when you want to take?
I think for Penang,
Oh, you go Penang. Anytime is fine actually. As long as you're ready to take. Let me check my schedule. For E1 class, I mean for Kovan class, this is my only class. If you want, you can consider coming from my express classes. Come any of the days, like from 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. You can just come any of the days and take the E1 test. Yeah, I just offer you any day. I'll be here every night for that period. Yeah. Oh, for her, she needed to take the E1 test. She haven't taken yet. You all take your E1 test already? E1 test. The end of class test. Quiz.
Our class, yes.
Your class is what?
Was too relaxed. He said no need to take.
Oh, then they give you the certificate lah. Did you receive?
No.
There is certificate if you finish the test, if you pass the quiz. So that way your teachers.
Because we did
We asked.
Oh. Yeah, it's differs from teacher to teacher lah. Basically, the quiz is to check your knowledge.
Oh.
Then if you pass the quiz, then we will issue you a stamp of our tuition center certification say that you passed that class lah. Okay, so why we introduce this is because last time we got skills future. Then the skills future we needed we need an assessment. Then we need to prove to skills future say that we can pay out.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's why we have the test lah. But we still keep the test because I think it's a good way for students to understand where they got wrong and what they don't know. Yeah.
So no more skill future.
Now no more skill future already, unfortunately. Yeah, they tighten the yeah. Yeah, so the worksheet we'll do again later. We'll finish this page first. We'll finish this page first. We'll do the worksheet later together. Yeah lor. So yeah. If you are interested in the E1 test, you let me know. I can host you in my class. Then I mark for you. Then you can get the certification. Are you also? Oh, you took already. Okay, that's good to hear. Okay, let's carry on with number 3. あなたは子供が何人いますか? Right? あなたは means, remember, wa is like is, right? So you is, right? You is, 子供 is children or kids, right? So 何人 is how many people, right? But however, how come kids are used ありますか? Aren't they human? Just like I told her, living thing we use います. But kids, why we can use あります? In Japanese, we don't treat any other thing other than adults as living thing. Yeah. So So for example, remember giving and receiving. Giving and receiving, remember? So we say agemasu, right? I give you something. Agemasu. So if you give kids something, if you are giving children something, you cannot say agemasu. You must say yarimasu. Yarimasu it means give, but even more informal, or rather it's for children and pets. So they categorize children with pets. Yeah. So next time if you see children, remember to use arimasu. But honestly, imasu is fine as well lah. It's just that textbook wise they use arimasu. It's like that lah. Okay. 子供は何人いますか? So sorry, あなたは子供が何人いますか? So over here, this あなたは is actually optional, but they want to set the context. They want to say your children, right? And then this は simply sets the subject. The subject of this sentence is あなた, which means you. So 在讲你, talking about your family, right? So your kids, right? Your kids が何人いますか? 2人あります。2人あります。So very ironical, right? 2人 is for counting humans. Then あります is for like showing something non-living thing exists. So a bit of a contradictory here lah. Oh yeah, that's Japanese for you. The language, the guy who designed the language cannot decide whether kids is living thing or non living things. Okay, number 4. 研修生は日本で何ヶ月実習しますか? Right? So 研修生は this is our subject. 研修生 is our subject. 日本で right? If you remember this で particle simply means place of action. That means where something happened, right? So in this case, it is at Japan. So you can think of this there as at. Right? So Kenshu say what? At Japan. Right? 何ヶ月. Right? Remember just now I said this ka is the correct one. Okay, this is also acceptable. Okay? Ka. 何ヶ月 simply means how many months. They are not asking about 几月. They are asking about 几个月. Right? Same as Chinese lah. So you can think of this ka as 个 lah. So 几个月. So how many months? 多少月 Okay, 実習しますか? So 実習 is practical learning, practical training. So can't you say trainee wa at Japan how many months? Practical training. Right, this is a translation. So 6ヶ月ぐらい. Right, ぐらい is about So 6ヶ月ぐらい実習します. So they studied, they practical learn about 6 months. Okay, na? Okay, number 5. あなたはどのくらい日本にいますか? So remember this ni means in, right? It has a meaning of like in, like where are you at? Like where are you in? So let's start from the front. あなたは so あなた is a subject. どのくらい is how many, how much, right? どのくらい how much. 日本にいますか? Right? So in Japan いますか? So どのくらい in Japan. This is you exist. Right? So sorry, you is in front. You. So they are saying how long? So this is how long. Right? So how long you exist in Japan. Right? So how long you exist in Japan? That means how long are you in Japan for lah? How long have you been in Japan? Alright? 1年います. 1年います. That means 1 year I am there. 1 year I'm there. 1 year I exist there. Okay, 1 year I exist there. Okay? No questions about this. We move on. Number 6. あなたは1週間に right? 何回手紙を書きますか? Right? So same thing. あなた is a subject. You are the subject. Then 1週間に in. Right? に is in, right? So in 1 week. Right? In 1 week period. 何回 is how many times. Right? 手紙 is letter. Okay? 書きますか? 書きます is right. Okay? Trying to jot your memory. So basically the sentence will be right. In 1 week, how many times you write letter? Okay? So the sentence structure is a bit basically in Japanese our sentence structure will always have the verb at the end. Right? And then at the front will be a subject, followed by the time, then followed by the object. So in this case our object is paper, letter. Right? Our object is letter. And then we have a particle here is o. Right? O is because we are connecting it to a verb. Right? O is usually in front of a verb. Okay? In Chinese we say 形容词 verb. Okay. Can Moving on, the answer will say 2回書きます. 2回書きます. Right? If you are not sure how many times, 2回ぐらい書きます. Alright? 2回ぐらい書きます. Okay? If you are sure, 2回書きます. Okay? Good. Number 7. このリンゴは Right? この means What is the meaning of この? Zhen Peng. What is the meaning of これ? この? Remember? このリンゴ. So この is this. Alright, this. Okay, I think you really need to revise. Need to come for my revision class. Okay, I think I might adjust the timing. Right? I might make it 2 hours. I didn't know it was so bad. I might make the makeup class 2 hours. I might make the makeup class 2 hours instead. Then I will. Okay, so this, right? This apple. Wa is, right? So this apple is 一つ is 1, right? いくらですか? So いくら is how much money. So this apple want how much money?
This.
Right? So basically how much money is one apple? Right? Can? Okay. 一つ50円です。Right? Good. What? Just 50円 Cheap, huh? Okay. 一つ50円です。So one. 一つ is one, right? One 50円です。Okay? One 50円です。Okay? Then after that the reply is では。では means so. Right? では. It's either so or then. Then or so. 3つください。Remember what is ください? Remember what's ください? ください is? Yeah, very good, very good. Yeah, please, right? Please. So 3つください means 3 please. Alright? 3个请给我3个 Alright? 3 please. Okay, so then 3 please. Okay, ください. Okay, then the answer again. 全部で。全部で。Right? That means everything 全部で150円です。これは3 so 150 yen so 3 must be 150 so 全部で150円です。Okay, 150円です。Okay, moving on. 50 oh sorry, number 8. 15円。15円。Right? 15円の切手を3枚ください。Right? Remember this note means okay, basically we have A note B, right? That means B is related to A. A affiliated or related. Okay, so for example I say 私の車。私の車。What is 車? What is 車? Come, try to. Yeah, it is. She got it already. I believe the people at the back know lah. Hazel, you know right? Huh? Kuruma. No, kuruma. Bicycle is 自転車. Kuruma is car. Car, okay? So 私の車 simply means my car. Or rather the car that is related to me lah. Yeah, so kuruma is car. So it means my car. Okay? So car that is related to me. So in this case, 15円の切手. It means this 切手 related to 15円. So what is 切手? 切手. Doesn't make sense as a Chinese. What is 切手? It's something you get at the post office. Stamp. Okay? This is stamp. This is stamp. Okay? So in Chinese we say this is 的 lah. No is like 的. So 15元的 stamp. Alright? So stamp that is 15 yen. Okay? So what is post office in Japanese? Oh, very good. Peter remember. Yeah. Yubin-kyoku. Yubin-kyoku. Okay? So 15円の切手を Alright, を3枚. So 3枚 3 piece. Right? Flat items 3 piece ください. So を3 piece ください. Alright, so please give me 3 piece of stamp please. 3 piece of 15 yen stamp please. Okay, na? Okay, moving on the last one. この工場で. Alright, この means this, right? So this factory. There. No lah. Okay, so this factory there, remember that is at, right? So at this factory, right? 自動車 is not bicycle. Okay, so bicycle is called 自転車. Okay? 自動車 is yes, motor vehicle. So this is 自動車. Okay, 自動車 is vehicle or automobile. Okay, 自転車 is bicycle. Please don't be confused. Okay. 1日に that means in one day. How to read this number? In Chinese? In Chinese? 千四. So in Japanese? Do you say 1000? Do you say 一? No, right? So same lah. In Japanese, we don't say 一. So just say 1000 lah. 1000 in Japanese is? Sen. Sen. 400. 400. 1400. So 1400台作ります。1400台作ります。Right? So この工場で自動車を1日に1400台作ります。Right? So at this factory, it makes 1,400 vehicles in one day. Okay, Can Okay. So I will talk about this. Okay, maybe I'll talk about this. Okay, 練習 A. Let's talk about 練習 A before we try the assessment. Okay, 練習 A. リンゴが1つ、2つ、3つ、4つ、5つあります。Right? 1つあります。いくつありますか? So this is how we ask question. Right? So if you want to ask how many, right? いくつありますか? Okay? So いくつ is usually for like 几个. Right? In Chinese we say 几个. Right? But if you cannot remember, we can say 多少. In Japanese, 多少 is どのくらい. Right? どのくらい is the equivalent for 多少. Right? How many? Right? If you can remember いくつ will be good. If you cannot remember いくつ then 多少どのくらい. Alright? So リンゴがどのくらい. We don't say どのくらいありますか. If you say どのくらいありますか, it becomes how many you have. Right? If you want to ask for price, anybody at the back know? Asking for price. どのくらい.いくら is 多少钱. Yeah. So now I want to use another way to ask how much money it costs. If you cannot remember いくつ or いくら. どのくらい. Yeah. かりますか. かかります means how much it takes or how much it costs. Right? So かかります is how much it costs or how much it takes, depending on the context. If you're talking about time, then this will be answering how much time. If you're asking about money, then it will be how much money. Right? かかります. We learned this at the end of E1 as well. Right? If you forget already, please remember. かかります. So リンゴがどのくらいかかりますか? That means how much does your apple cost? Okay, so this is the other way to ask. If you can remember いくつ will be better lah, shorter. Great, next. 研修生が1人、2人、3人、4人います。Right? Same thing, 4人. Take note, there is no N here. It's not 4人. Right? 4人. Okay. Then you ask question. 何人? Right? 何人? 何人? Yes. Okay, moving on, number 3. ラオさんは日本で6ヶ月、2年、12週間、okay, 実習します。Alright, these are the time. Then your question will be どのくらい Right? 実習しますか? Okay. Of course, this どのくらい is asking like how long she interned for. Okay, if you want to ask about how many months she interned or how many years she interned, how would you ask? How many months? Just now we saw an example just now. We saw an example already. How many months? 多少个月? I give you hint already. 多少个月? Yeah, 何ヶ月. Right, this is how many months. Alright, then here 何年. Right, here will be 何年. Alright, so instead of saying どのくらい, if she's there for a very long time already, you want to ask how many years. ラオさんは日本で何年実習しますか? That means how many years she practice. Okay, so どのくらい is just a very vague way of asking how many. Like you're not asking how long, you're just saying how much you practice already, how much you intern there already, right? どのくらい実習しますか? That means to what extent have you interned there? Like when you learn at your internship there. Okay, it's not really about asking about the time duration. どのくらい is not really asking about time duration. It's more about asking about to what extent or how much have you learned. Okay? So the answer can be time, can be like, oh, I learned until lesson 10 already. Oh, I learned until lesson 20 already. Right? So it's a very vague way of asking. If you're asking for time, then you have to ask 何ヶ月 or 何年. Can Number 4. 私は1日に1回掃除します。Right? 1日に means one day, right? So one day, 1週間 is one week. 1ヶ月 is one year. One year is 1年. Right? 1年. If you want to say 3 months one time, how to say 3 months one time? 3ヶ月に1回。はい、3ヶ月に1回。1回。1回。3ヶ月に1回。Alright, there will be 3 months one time. Okay? Can Okay, 15 yen, right? 15円の切手を1枚、2枚、3枚ください。Alright, this is how we count flat stuff. In English, we say piece lah. Okay, 1 piece, 2 piece, 3 piece. Okay, next, number 6. 私はラジオを1台、2台、3台買いました。Okay, we learn past tense in E1 as well. Past tense, remember past tense? Yeah, 買います is present tense. 買いました is past tense. Alright, negative 買います change to if I never buy 買いません 買いません no car, the car is question 買いません then past tense for bought bought I never bought okay I never bought 我没有买 negative you say is 買いません so past tense will be 買いませんでした yeah 買いませんでした alright so des change to でした alright des change to でした right however we are talking about 買います買います right 買います okay you know what we talk about this in a while we finish this page okay これは1つ100円ですこれは1枚100円です that means this one 一个100元这个一片100元 right so we are just saying how much what something costs with the counter itself okay any question about this no okay then you're just hang in there don't need to do anything let me just open up my E1 textbook okay let me just go on where's my negative okay let's look at this page sorry there's a bit of writing there okay so basically you can see affirmative means correct means I got do lah means I did right okimasu means to wake up okimasu is to wake up so this present tense future tense we will say okimasu right okimasu that is the base form that you have learned then the negative one will be okimasen that means I did not wake up I never wake up right I did not wake up then of course our past tense will be okimashita right okimasu change to okimashita alright past tense okimasu change to okimashita then negative past tense is simply okimasen deshita okimasen deshita right so where did we see this deshita from this deshita is actually from des right des change to deshita so how come we can use des like your teacher probably told you we cannot end the sentence with mas and des together we cannot say mas des right we cannot say mas des right so how come we can put deshita behind that one is because we have no choice we need to show the the past tense version, so that's why we can put a okimasen deshita, right? So for example, I want to say I was a student, right? So how do I say for example, I am a student, right? I am a student. That means you're still a student. So, 学生です, right? I am a student. 学生です, remember? That's the very first thing you learn in E1. Okay? What if I was a student? 学生でした. Right? I was a student. Right? 学生でした. Alright? So this is past tense. Okay, so I have also let me find an empty space. I also have this thing called the E adjective. Remember? For example, 暑い, right? E adjective. Okay, how to say past tense for E adjective? Past tense for E adjective? Can't remember already. Okay, past tense is we change E to kata. So 暑かった mean was hot. Okay, this is hot. So you change to was hot. Okay, how to change to negative form?
Is
暑くない. Same thing, we cancel this E, we don't need the E. We drop it and then we put a ない. So, not hot. Is not hot. Okay, how about my past tense for not hot? Was not hot. Was not hot. What do we change? You can see the pattern here is remove the I and then change to this one. So, same thing lah, we remove the I then we change to kata. Alright, so it becomes 暑くなかった. 暑くなかった. Alright, so was not hot. Can Of course, E adjective, we have one more type of adjective. What is it? We have two types of adjective. Na adjective, let's remember. Okay, na adjective. So na adjective, for example, kirei, right? Kirei. Remember what's kirei? Clean. Okay, na beautiful, clean. Okay. Okay, so this is clean, is beautiful. So not clean, not beautiful. Remember? Okay, the student one, remember how to change the student? So what if I want to say not student? Not student is 学生ではありません. Remember this one? 学生ではありません, right? Okay, what if I want to say I was not a student? 学生ではありませんでした. Right, just add a dash behind only. What? ありません, then what else can go behind? Dash lor. Nothing else already, right? So, same thing, this one was clean. We say きれい. We just add only. Okay, きれいでした. Right? きれいでした. Was clean. What about is not clean? Is not clean. Present tense is not clean. Revision for people that also. Okay, きれいではありません. So you recall like the student like that, the student example. ません. Right, this is ではありません. So this ではありません is similar to the student one. So see, 学生ではありません. So na adjective acts like a noun. 学生 is a noun, right? Noun. So this na adjective acts like a noun. Okay, so whatever we do to a noun, we do it to an adjective as well. So, past tense, was not clean. Was not clean, we just add a deshita. Right? きれいではありませんでした. Can remember this one? Past tense, present tense, negative, positive. Can, huh? Okay. Okay, let's look at the extra piece of sheet of paper that we actually give out. Yeah, so I give you a piece of sheet of paper, right? Just take that out, huh? Okay. Okay, so this is basically a revision at the end of E1 lah. So I think it's time we do this also because some of you all need some practice. Okay, I will give you some time. You try your best or really cannot? You want to try your best and write? Okay, can. I will give you guys about 30 minutes. Is it too short? 30 minutes, you try your best to do as much as you can. Then we will go through after 30 minutes. Can, huh? We try. If you need to go toilet, just go. Don't have to ask me. Okay, since everyone is back already, now just take the chance to start. Okay, so I think for the 4 at the back, you all just finished your E2, E1, so probably it's still fresh in your mind. I think the problem is the people in front, they quite long ago, they're rusty already. Okay, but before that, let's just go through the recap worksheet, the recap thing that I gave out just now. Okay, so basically whatever we learn in E1 is all consolidated over here lah. Okay, so the first one that we ever learned was des and dewa arimasen. So basically we put a noun over here. Noun can be anything, you, me, student, or whatever lah. Okay, noun. So this is noun des and noun dewa arimasen. Right, not something, is something. Right, this is, you can think of this as is something, and this is not something. Okay, this is what you can think of. Then the second lesson, we actually learn about adjectives. We have the E adjective and the na adjective, right? So E adjective, the present tense is I des, right? Is something, is hot, is cold, right? Is something, is not something, right? Then we also, just now, we also talk about the past tense. So past tense is simply just remove this and we change to kata, right? What this one is, we remove this and we change it to kata. That will become the past tense. Right? Yeah, just now we talked about this already. Then next, we can put this adjective in front of a noun, which is what it's meant to be lah. For example, in English we say beautiful car. Right? The word beautiful is adjective to describe the noun. That's why we can put it in front. Right? Sometimes you put it at the back also. For example, the car is beautiful. Right? We can also put adjective at the end. But if we put adjective at the end, we cannot say much things. You cannot put a lot of information in the sentence already. So if you want to put information in the sentence, we choose to put it at the front. So this is where we put it at the front, right? Then if you want to ask like what kind of car or what kind of things you like, then the question is over here. It's called donna, right? Donna. So for example, donna kuruma ga suki desu ka? Donna kuruma desu ka? Right? What kind of car is it? Right? Shiroi kuruma desu, white car. Akai kuruma desu, red car. Kirei kuruma desu, beautiful car. Right? So donna. Then we also have this na adjective. So na adjective, same thing. Des is, dewa arimasen is not. Then the past tense we also learned just now. Basically this changed to deshita. And then here we add a deshita. Becomes past tense. Right? So something deshita means something is pretty, right? Kirei deshita, the thing is pretty, was pretty. Then dewa arimasen deshita, that means the thing was not pretty, right? Then same thing, na adjective, we can put it in front of a noun. So when we put it in front of a noun, we need to have a na. That's why it's called a na adjective, right? We need a na to combine adjective into the noun. So this na, you can think of it as a no, right? Think of it as a te in Chinese, right? So we can put adjective in front of any noun to describe the noun. Right? If you want to ask what kind of noun, what kind of things that you like, we use donna. Okay, same thing here, we also use donna. Okay, so far so good. Then next, we have this thing called part of a topic or a subject, right? So for example, Porsche ga, right? Porsche ga suki desu, right? I like Porsche. Okay, so basically here is what we call the object, or rather you can think of it as a subject lah. Okay, but however we usually say this is the object because subject is for before wa. So for example, I want to say 私はポルシェが好きです。Right? Then the subject becomes 私 Porsche is the object. Okay? 私はポルシェが好きです。Okay? So for all these things here, 好き、嫌い、上手. If you are thinking what is 嫌い is 嫌い. That one is きれい. This is 嫌い. 嫌い is hate. Right? 好き is like. Okay, 上手 is very good. Add something. Okay, 下手 is very bad. 欲しい is want. Okay, so basically all these adjective we will use the bridge ga to bridge it over. So it's always something ga suki. It's not something wa suki. If we say something wa suki, 私は好きです。It means I like something. I like this. Right? 私が好きです。It becomes I like myself. 我喜欢自己。Right? So this is the difference between wa and ga. Basically, ga makes the front thing become the object. Okay? That means you like this object. Wa is basically the subject. Subject means this person like this thing. Alright? So please take note of what is wa and ga, the differences between wa and ga. Okay? They are not to be interchangeably used. Okay? So 私は好きです means 我喜欢 right? 私が好きです means 我喜欢自己 right? 自己喜欢 right? You like yourself. So become different meaning already. Okay, moving on, we have the next page. I'll just do a very quick recap. If you need more recap, you can join the 1.5 hours class. I'll go through very slowly. Okay, basic structure 6 to 8. Basically, this is how our sentence structure look like. First thing is always our subject, right? Our topic or subject. The last thing is always our verb. This is very obvious in Japanese sentences. The first thing will always be the subject, last thing will always be the verb. Then what is in the middle? In the middle is where our sentence form. So first thing, priority on the list. Basically, this is the priority system now, okay? Whatever from top to bottom, the priority system is from the top. That means what will come first? The time will come first, right? So time without number. So time without number is, for example, 来週. 来週 is next week, right? There's no number. あさって. あさって is, remember? Day after tomorrow, right? あさって day before, day after tomorrow. Then tomorrow ね? 明日. Very good. 明日 is tomorrow. Right? All this got no number, right? So got no number, we will put it immediately after the subject. So 私は明日 something, 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 something. Right? So this is, for example, 明日, right? あさって or 昨日. Time without any number. Right? Time with number. For example, 3 o'clock, 3時に, right? 2 o'clock, 2時に. Right? So this one we have a need here. The time is usually optional. There's no need for a grammar particle after the time. But however, we use need to dictate that it is exactly at this timing. Okay? So for example, I say 朝6時に起きます. Right? 朝 is morning, right? Morning 6 a.m. I wake up. So you are hinting the other person that I wake up exactly at 6 o'clock. Okay? So 6時に something happen. Right? That one will be exact timing. So usually we use need with numbers with number. Okay? For time with number. Alright? Then we also have this thing called いつ. I think they spell wrong lah, not いつと. いつ. Right? ITSU. ITSU. So this is our when. Right? It's our 几时, our when. Right? We can also say in another way, which is 何時. 何時 is 几点. Right? Exactly what o'clock. So いつ is just a general when. Like, hey, I'm going Japan. When you going? いつ行きますか? When you going? Right? But you don't say 何時行きますか? Unless you know it's today lah. Then you ask what time lah. Okay? So if you want to ask when, like a rough range of date is いつ. If you want to ask exactly what o'clock, then we say 何時. Okay? or you can also say 何日, right? What day? 几日, right? We can also say something like that. Okay, then next on the priority order in our sentence structure will be our kara and made. So kara is our from lah, okay, 从, and then our made is our 到, until, right? Until. So this from and until in English we can use it for time, we can use it for place also, right? So same for Japanese, we can use it for place, can use it for time. 3点到8点、3時から8時まで。Okay, Raffles Place から単純パガまで。Right, for example. So we can use it for these two. Okay, then following on, the next in our priority system is the accompaniment. Right? So you can think of this to is like with, right? Accompaniment. 私は友達と right? 友達 is friends, so with friends, right? Me with friends, right? So you can think of it as a with, in English is with lah. Okay, then you see the square bracket, 一緒に. 一緒に is, in Chinese we say 一起, right? So if you say 我和朋友, it's already telling people that I'm with my friend, right? But sometimes we will say 我和朋友一起. It's like double the 一起 meaning, right? So that's why it is optional, right? So in Japanese we can also put it optional, right? 一緒に is optional. This just means together. Okay, this together is optional. Okay, how to ask for where, right? Let's go back to the previous one. Sorry, I forgot about this one. Doko, right? Over here, doko. So the word doko simply means where, right? This is where. Okay, next we have dare. Dare is who, right? Who. Okay, so if you want to ask question, it will be dare to, right? Doko kara, doko made, and dare to. Then moving on, we have this thing called de. De in English we can think of it as the at, right? At English word. So, for example, where the action takes place, where something happened. For example, bus de, kyoshitsu de, Jurong Point to de, Woodlands de, right? So this one will be our place of action. So how to ask where? Doko desu. Doko de, right? This is where. Doko is where. Okay, na? Doko is where. Next, we have our by means of transport, by means of a tool, right? Like by means of something. Now, what do we use to complete something, right? In this case, I'm using a pen to write. So, pen de kakimasu, right? So, writing with a pen or writing by a pen, right? So, this de you can think of it as by something, okay? By using a pen, I write. Okay, you can think of by something. Right? So if you want to ask like by what, right? It will be nan. Nan de. Right? By what? Nan de. However, nan de, if you realize nan de, right? Nan de, it is also means why. So very confusing for Japanese people also if you say nan de. So instead, if you want to ask how, right? How? We will say do yatte. Doyatte is exclusively for how only. Okay, so doyatte. Doyatte ikimasu ka? Nande ikimasu ka? Right? For example, you say nande ikimasu ka, it becomes why you go instead of how you go. Right? It is more associated with why you go. Can Moving on to the next one. Next priority order in our sentence structure, we have this e. So you can think of this e as to some place. Going to a place, right? To somewhere, right? So, for example, I am going to Japan, right? Nihon e ikimasu. Nihon e ikimasu. Ikimasu means go. So, I'm going to Japan. I go to Japan. So, Nihon e ikimasu. So, it is only used for places where you are not near. I don't say Kovan e ikimasu when I'm in Kovan. Okay? So, it's only for like maybe Serangoon e ikimasu. I'm going to Serangoon, right? I don't say I'm going to Kovan when I'm already at Kovan. Okay, then for the last one, not last one, but the next one, we talk about recipient. Okay, our sentence structure will be finally the recipient. So this one is the giving and the receiving. Okay, so giving and receiving is a little bit confusing. I will just do a short recap somewhere. Okay, let me just write here. Okay, so for example, you. Okay, never mind. I'll write out the sentences first. Watashi wa, oh my god. 私は母にあげます。Okay, number 2、母は私にくれます。Okay, so basically we have these three: agemasu, kuremasu, and moraimasu. Alright? So, and now I only have two person, right? Watashi and haha. Watashi and haha. Haha is mother. Alright, very good. Okay. Number 1. Do you think it's the one on top or is it the one below? Watashi wa haha ni agemasu. So who is the one giving the present? Watashi wa haha ni agemasu. Agemasu is kei. Yes, so I give to mother. Number 2. Haha wa watashi ni kuremasu. Kuremasu is also kei. Sorry, the first one is here. So number 2 is actually here. Okay, I'll explain later. Wait, number 3. Watashi wa haha ni moraimasu. Do you think it's the up one or the down one? Guess one 50% chance. Bottom one yes. Okay, so why we use kuremasu here when we want to give something is because of you. Because of watashi. Let me just use a different color. Alright, so when we say kuremasu, okay, kuremasu is a special way of giving. It can only be used when you are the recipient. Okay, kuremasu is only used when you are the recipient. Okay, so whenever anybody else gives to anybody else, we always use agemasu. Okay, we always use agemasu. Okay, as long as you are the recipient, everybody give you, you are the recipient, we use kuremasu. This is for kei. So the 2 on top is simply, in Chinese we say give. Okay, the one below is receive. Okay, so the last one, watashi wa haha ni moraimasu. Like haha ni sounds like to mother, right? Sounds like to mother. It's very easily confused as, since it's to mother, so I must be the giver lah. No, alright, the giver is actually you. Sorry, the giver is actually your mother. Alright, so because this confusion, right? So actually, usually Japanese people, they don't like to use ni over here. They will use kara. Right? Watashi wa haha kara moraimasu. Now it's clearer. Kara is from, right? So from mother, I receive. Alright, so this makes it better and clearer. But anyway, you still have to understand, haha ni moraimasu means I receive from mother. Alright, this is the confusing part because of this ni. Right, it makes people think ni, since ni is when it's to, so I give to mother. Right, so I want you to understand this entire giving and receiving circle. Can I mean, just now I talk about the pet also. I give food to the pet, right? That one is yarimasu. Yarimasu, you can think of it as another version of agemasu. Okay, but this one don't need to remember lah, in case it gets too confusing for you. Okay, then we also have the formal one. Remember itadakimasu? Itadakimasu is simply the formal version. Itadakimasu. Formal version of moraimasu. Okay? It means I humbly receive. Right? Then agemasu, we also got another one. Okay, not agemasu. Kuremasu, we got another one. Kudasaimasu. Right? Kudasai is please, right? So kudasaimasu means I humbly give. Like somebody humbly give to me. Like give to me. So you are giving that person his authority and respect. Right? So there's many words that is giving and receiving. Even oshiemasu means teach. Teach is one way only, right? I teach to you. Cannot be you also can teach me. So there's a lot of giving and receiving words out there. We have to be very clear on what is the most important is this one. Okay? Make sure you know who is the receiver, who is the giver. right? There's a lot of giving and receiving verbs up there. Okay, then I will come back to here. So recipient need, right? Agemasu, right? So basically in this case, if it's agemasu, the need person will be the one receiving to the person, right? If it's moraimasu means I receive, so it becomes also need, but now it's the source, the person that is giving. So the person who is giving need moraimasu. Okay, so this one I explained below already. Yeah, we can also use kara. Then last, we also have a source of place, kara. For example, Tokyo kara. Okay, that means this thing is from Tokyo. Tokyo kara karimasu. That means I borrow from Kyoto, something like that lah. Okay, then the last one is direct object o something. Okay, a verb. So this direct object simply means whatever you're doing to that thing. Watashi wa kuruma o unten shimasu. That means I drive the object. The object is the car. So I drive the car. Right? So in this case, we use o. So when do we use o and when do you use ga? Okay, we look below. Yeah, let's look over here first. Okay, we look below. So wakarimasu is also a verb. This is also a verb. Irimasu is also a verb. But then we use ga. Okay, we use ga. Why? Because wakarimasu and irimasu is something that you passively do. You don't have to actively do it, ma. You just wakarimasu means understand. So I'm just understanding. I'm not doing anything. I'm not exerting any effort. I'm not doing anything. So this is considered intransitive verb. That means you are not really you're just passively doing it. You're not actively doing something. So for intransitive, that means you don't have to put in effort. We use ga. Right? Irimasu is to need something. To need. I mean, I need something only, ma. Not like I need to do something, right? In my mind, I just say, oh, I need something. Right? So these are all intransitive. It's passive. Okay? Passive verb. That means I don't have to do anything. Alright? Meanwhile, on the other hand, the active verb, right? That means we have to do something. For example, tabemasu. Gohan o tabemasu. That means I am physically eating my breakfast. Okay? Gohan o tabemasu. Then we use o. Right? So not all the verbs we use o. Some verbs we have to use o, some verbs we have to use ga. The differences is that ga is used for intransitive verb, which means passive verb. Right? Ga is for passive verb. Then we have o for active verb. This is what we call the transitive. Okay? I believe this transitive and intransitive, you'll learn more information about it in I1 or I2. Yeah. I have an E3 class, they never learn this yet, so don't worry about it so much, but you just have to understand at your level. For those that you passively don't need to do anything, just put ga. Okay? Passive stuff, don't need to just use ga. Okay, moving on to this one. So this is our arimasu and imasu. Okay, as I mentioned earlier on, arimasu is for non-living thing. Imasu is for living thing. Right? So when we say place need, right? Place need means in the place, or rather like at the place. Okay, at the place, something ga arimasu, which means, for example, at Kovan. Okay, Kovan ni gakko is school. So gakko ga arimasu. That means at Kovan there is a school. Okay, at Kovan there is a school. We can also put it in another way, right? The one below. So something or someone wa. Now this wa is subject, right? That means this is the subject. So for example, that means we are saying gakko wa Kovan ni arimasu. That means the school is at Kovan. So I repeat again the question for the first sentence. The first one is saying at Kovan there is a school. The second one is saying school is at Kovan. Right? So there's a difference in the meaning. Basically, how the people ask you the question, it will be how you answer the question. So the first one is saying what is at Kovan? Right? The school is at Kovan. Then number two is asking you school is where? School at Kovan. Right? So the first one is more of focusing on different things. The first one is more of focusing on what is at Kovan. The second one is more of focusing on where is the school. Right? That is the difference between these two sentences. Okay? So far so good? Not confusing anybody? So far so good? Okay. Then this one we finish already. Yeah, this is everything that we covered in lesson 1 lah. Okay, in lesson E1 lah. Okay, let's go back to the where was it? Is it textbook? Is it textbook? Homework. Okay, yeah, homework. Okay. Good, Okay, first one. When is your child's birthday? So when is... What is when? It's. Okay, so who wants to give the first one a try? We go one circle. Usually my class I go one circle, so like that lah. Usually I'll go one circle. Okay, your question?
What's your mistake?
Don't worry, we won't laugh at you, don't worry. Okay, not pass. Okay, anyone confident at the back? Tamo? Try.
あなたの子供の誕生日はいつですか?
Very good. So for this one, right, we say anata. Okay, I think from E2 onwards I should write in hiragana lah. So please go and brush it out. For today, I'll write it in English. So anata wa. Okay, actually this wa is written as HA, right? The hiragana version is HA. Anata wa. Oh, sorry, not anata wa. Anata no kodomo no tanjoubi wa itsu desu ka? Alright? Anata no. Sorry, anata no means yours, right? 你的 right? Kodomo is child, right? 孩子 So 你的孩子 right? So no is like literally 的 lah. Okay? So 你的孩子的生日 right? 誕生日 is birthday, right? So your children's birthday wa. So this means the entire front part is our subject. Right? This is our subject. Our subject is our child's birthday, your child's birthday. Okay? Then the question. いつですか? Right? The question is at the back. いつですか? Right? Okay, Hui Ni. It's April 3rd. Okay, 4月3日です。Okay? So 4月3日です。If you don't know what is 4月, it is April. Then what is 4月?
April?
There's no such thing as 4月. It's a trick question. April is 4月. There's no such thing as 4月. Please go and revise also. No such thing as 4月. Please revise. Okay, 3日. Why is it not 3日? Why is it 3日? Which one? Both acceptable. There's no such thing as 3日. 3日 is 3 days. This is 3rd. Alright, so 3rd we have to say 3日. Okay, 3日 is days. 3 days. Okay, so please go and read up on your E1 notes on the calendar and the month system. Okay, 4月3日です. Okay, thank you very much. Number 2, whose car is that, Jun? So, の車は誰のですか? Very good. Okay, so その is simply that, right? So that car is whose one? Right? That car is whose one? Right? You can think of no as 谁的 right? 誰の谁的 right? So その車 is 谁的ですか? Right? So that car is whose one? Right? Whose car is that? Right? It is Mr. Tan, his own. Very good. Tan-san. You are forgetting. Yeah. No desu. Thank you. Right? Tan-san. No desu. Okay. Okay. Moving on. Next one. What time did you wake up this morning? You want to try E? Cannot also. Okay.
It might not be correct.
It's okay. Nobody will laugh.
Kono asa
Kono asa.
wa nanji ni. I forgot what is wake up. Is it osusume?
No, susume is recommend.
Oh, oops.
Okimasu.
Okimasu.
But past tense, right? Because this morning so happened already. Okimasu past tense. That's how we were talking about it. Okimashi. Okimashita. Okimashita. Ka. Right, question. Okay, the front part very close. Okay, this morning is not kono asa. Alright, I know kono is this, but there's a special word for this morning. It's called kesa. Alright? Kesa. Alright, kesa. Do we need a wa here? Optional. I would usually no lah. Okay, I'll put it as optional, but usually we don't need. Okay, kesa nanji ni okimashita ka? Alright, kesa nanji ni okimashita ka? Alright, so what time you wake up this morning? What time did you wake up this morning? Right? So this mashita is like did or woke. Right? So what time did you wake up this morning? I woke at 6:30. Any one of you want to try? I woke up at 6:30. Any one of you want to try? I woke at 6:30. Okay. Very good. Okay. Okay, so 6:30, right? 6:30 will be 6時半に起きました。Right? 6時半に起きました。Okay, moving on. Where is she going next month? Yeah. Now is 9時半な、Hazel. You want to try?
彼女は来月
Okay.
どこへ行きますか
Okay, your どこへ sounds like Tokyo へ。どこへ Okay, so where? Not Tokyo. So 彼女is her. 彼女は来月どこへどこへ行きますか Present tense because it's next month. So happens in the future. So 行きます。Okay, nah? She's going to China with her friend, Jun. Okay, 彼女は友達と中国へ行きます。Right? So she, with her friends, go to China. Okay? If you want to put Ishoni also can. It's optional. Okay, now. Number 5. What did you do last night? 慧妮 What did you do? 何ですか is like 什么 So 昨晚你什么 Your question is literally you last night what? What is the action of doing? する yeah するします So 何を Yes 何をしましたか So あなたは昨日の晩 Okay あなたは昨日の晩何をしましたか Okay So basically しました is did Right 何 is what Okay So what did you do last night? Right? What did you do last night? 昨日の晩 I took tea and saw a movie on TV. Tama?
Ciao.
お茶は
あ、ここで僕は
そして Okay, first. Oh, you mean the word took?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. We don't say we took tea in Japanese lah. We drink tea. Think of it as we. Yeah, okay. お茶を飲みました。
そして
Okay, そして。
テレビで
Okay, そしてテレビ。テレビで What is movie? 映画
映画
を
を
見ました。Thank you. Okay, so お茶を飲みました。Then 句号啊。In Japanese, we have to stop a sentence there. Okay, そして。So そして is basically and then. Okay, for now, we cannot use the word to. I know you all have learned to. You all learn to, right? A to B means A and B. But we cannot use to in this sentence because we have two actions. One is we drink tea and then second is we see movie. So we cannot say we drink tea and see movie. Okay, that one is English. Okay, I mean in Chinese we can say 我喝茶和看电视 but we cannot say like お茶を飲みましたとテレビをテレビで映画を見ました We cannot put it like that. It's wrong. Okay, so in Japanese we have to full stop first, then we have to write そして Okay, そして you can think of it as and then or 然后 right? So we have to use the word そして and we have to split it into two sentences. For your level right now lah. For our higher level we can put it in one sentence. Okay, but for now you haven't learned the grammar. So for now this will be the answer. お茶を飲みました。そしてテレビで映画を見ました。So this テレビで that means that is by TV, right? By using the TV. So by using the TV I watch a movie. Right? ました means past tense. 飲みました also past tense, right? 飲みました past tense of drink. Drink. Okay? Any questions so far, Ken? Peter look like he got questions. No, okay. Ken. Okay, what do Japanese people use to eat sushi? What do Japanese people use to eat sushi? Oh, nobody want to answer. Any answers? Just now we were talking about how, but then the how there's a better way to ask.
日本人はどうやって寿司を食べますか
Yeah, okay, very good. Okay, so our subject is Japanese people, right? Japanese people. So Japanese people is 日本人. Then they are our subject. So 日本人は right? Then our question, right? どうやって or we can say なんで right? Both is fine. 日本人はなんで寿司を right? Sushi is our object, right? This is our object. 寿司を食べますか right? Then our action. 食べますright? So Japanese people は right? This is the subject. どうやって or なんで right? 寿司を食べますか Then our object を食べます eat the sushi, right? They use their hand to eat sushi. Anybody want to try in front? Not confident. Okay, 惠妮手で食べます Thank you. Oh my god. 食べます Okay, so 手 is hand. Okay, so by hand, right? 手で that means by using my hand. By using hand, I eat. 食べます is the verb for eating. Alright, so 手で食べます Can? Can Okay, number 7. I gave a new bag to my sister the day before yesterday. Wow, a bit complicated. In front, want to try? Ying, you okay? Okay, then Jun. Okay. Good. おとといお姉さんに新しい Right? Remember it's double I 新しいカバンをあげました。Right? Let me break down this sentence for you. So あげました means gave, right? お姉さん is sister, right? 弟 is 2 days before. Okay, of course I never put 私は This is 私は me. Okay, it's okay to omit. 新しい is new. カバン is bag. Right? So our sentence structure in Japanese always start with our subject, which is me. But in this case, I never talk about me. Okay? I will just start with the day. So 弟い is the day before yesterday. Then our secondary subject, right? お姉さんに right? That means to my sister, right? To my sister, I give, right? お姉さんにあげました。What did I give? 新しいカバンをあげました。That means I give my sister に new bag をあげました。Right? So this is how the sentence structure is like. Okay, basically our object is at the back. Subject, to whom, object, then the verb. Okay, now this is the structure. Number 8, whom did you get the book from? Hazel? Cannot. Anybody want to try? You want to try? We start with that book. The sentence start with that book. Okay lah, I give you all some hint, then you tell me what is what lah. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Missing one more. Wow. Can? Still cannot. I give you hint. You just need to rearrange this sentence. Dare hon. Already is hon. Sorry. First is our subject. Our subject is
hon.
But specifically what hon? So no hon. Very good. Okay. So no hon. Okay, so no hon. Then next is our question. Our question already. Yeah, dare. Dare kara, yes. Okay. The wa is supposed to be その本は誰から It's supposed to be in between, but okay, I forgot about that. Never mind. Later I'll put it in my answer. Okay, その本は誰から Very easy already もらいましたか Right? So その本は誰からもらいましたか Right? So that book, from who you receive. Right? This is how they ask in Japanese. Right? The verb is always at the end. So that book from who you receive. Okay? So the wa is just there to dictate that we're talking about the book. The book is our subject. Okay? Dare is just our object. Like 谁 从谁 Right? From who. Okay, instead of kara, we can also use what particle? Ni. Right, we can also use ni. Okay, because moraimashita. Okay, now I got it from my cousin last year. Damo?
Cousin, I forgot already.
Itoko. 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 Itoko
いとこに
に
去年は
去年
去年もらいました。
もらいました。Good.
くれました。
Good. But 去年 should be here.
はい
Because why? 私は去年いとこにもらいました。So いとこ is not the subject. Time should be after the subject. The subject is me. You skip me in the sentence. You skip yourself. You didn't say 私は。Right. So that's why your 去年 should be in front instead of in between. So 去年 should be in front of いとこに。Okay, now moving on. Number 9. What kind of tea does your husband like? Anybody in the audience? 惠妮 音 Just now you went through, right?
何を
What kind of drink? Just now we're talking about what kind. What kind is? Start with D.
どんな
Donna 飲み物 So あなたの音は This one you also you say あなたの音の Okay? It's not your husband's drink. It's your husband. Your husband is the subject. あなたの音はどんな飲み物をsorry, not が好きですか Alright? あなたの音はどんな飲み物が好きですか Your husband like what kind of drink? Right? What kind is どんな Please remember どんな Right? どんな飲み物が好きですか Okay, he likes Chinese tea very much. Jim? Or people in front want to try? He likes Chinese tea. So Chinese tea is 中国的茶 So 中国のお茶が like he likes. So what is like? 是喜欢是好き Yes. But we have this thing called very much. So what? Yeah, very good. Okay. So our answer is 彼は中国のお茶がとても好きです。Okay? 彼は中国のお茶がとても好きです。Yeah. The adverb is okay. Yeah, any adverb. Can also lah. Can is can lah. 大好きです。Okay. Okay. Yeah, so basically 大好き is just 很喜欢。Then とても is also 非常喜欢。Then すごく is 哇超喜欢。Right? All the same lah. Okay. 很喜欢，非常喜欢。And what was the last one? 超级喜欢。Right? So it's all the same lah. In Chinese also the same. Okay? Yeah, those are the equivalent in Chinese, by the way, if you're thinking, if you're wondering. とても is 非常 right? 大 is 很 Okay, do you have children? Anybody in front want to try? That was the example in the Yeah, that was the example, right? Your child's birthday. So you Okay, あなたは子供がありますか Okay, you treat them like things, okay? arimasu ka? Okay, can. Okay, yes, I have a son and a daughter. What is son? People at the back also don't know already. Okay lah, give you answer lah. Oh yeah, June. Okay, musuko, yes. You check ah. Daughter? Musume. Yeah, correct. Okay, musuko and musume. So I have a son and a daughter. People in front want to try? We can use what we just learned. A son and a daughter ma. We just learned something new in this chapter. Okay. Watashi wa. I'm the subject, right? Watashi wa. Very good, hitori. But we don't use that first. We say musuko hitori to musume hitori ga imasu. If you say desu here, it becomes watashi wa musuko hitori to musume hitori desu. That means you are one son and one daughter. You are the son, you are the daughter also. So no ga imasu, that means I have. Alright? Not everything ends with desu. If you put desu, you are the son, you are the daughter. Okay? Can understand the difference between ga imasu and desu? Okay. 私は息子一人と娘一人がいます。Okay, so I have one son and one daughter. Okay, 一人will come after the 息子。We don't say 一人息子。No, we will say 息子一人。That's more natural in Japanese. 息子一人がいます。男生一个。We don't say 一个男生。一个男生 is for sentence. Like 那里有一个男生。But if you want to say 你家里有一个男生。家里有一个男生，我家里男生一个。Okay, in Japanese it's more natural to say 息子一人。I mean Chinese both sounds fine, but in Japanese it's only one 息子一人。Right? The other way around is very weird. 一人息子。No, I never heard of it before. 一人息子。Don't have. Okay, 11. Why do you study the Japanese language? Our subject here is. What is our subject?
Language.
Japanese language is our subject, okay? So, 日本語は then why? Our question, right? What is why? Just how you went through. なんで Thank you. なんで There's another word for why also. It's called どうして Right? Either is fine. Okay? 日本語はなんで The action勉強します Is it past tense? No, right? So か日本語はどうして勉強しますか So Japanese は Why you study? Right? 日本語はなんで勉強しますか Can Okay, because it is very interesting. Okay, we don't talk about subject. The subject we all know is Japanese already. We just skip to the next part after the subject. What is this because? Grammar for because. Can you remember? I didn't recap this, but I think it's a good place to recap this also. Okay, so something kara, something, right? Kara is our because. Alright, so what is interesting? Okay, 面白いですから。Okay, 面白いですから。勉強します。Okay, so like that you are saying, because it is interesting, I study. Of course, I'm missing one word, very. Okay, so very, I will just put it at the front. とても面白いですから勉強します。Alright, とても面白いですから勉強します。Another way to say it can be omoshiroi kara desu. Okay, so what is the difference between omoshiroi desu kara and omoshiroi kara desu? Both is the same meaning, but however, if you want to add the verb at the end, we have to say omoshiroi desu kara. Basically, if you keep kara at the end of the sentence, you can continue on to a next sentence. Okay, if you keep kara inside already, like for example, omoshiroi kara, you have to end with desu already. Desu is just a sentence ender. Okay, desu is like it is. Okay, alright. So because it is interesting, full stop. Then you won't need to add anything else behind already. That's already end the sentence already. You killed off the rest of the sentence already. Okay, so I would say a better answer, if you want to go for a short answer, then maybe this one, the blue one. If you want to go for a longer answer to describe more things, then you go for the red one. Okay, omoshiroi desu kara or omoshiroi kara desu. Okay, basically kara desu, you don't describe anything else already. Okay, so I hope this practice helps you remember a bit of the E1. Okay, the particles one, we will go through them on the next class, the makeup class on 14. Alright, so 14, the class will be 1.5 hours lah, from 4:30 onwards. So if you are coming, just come. If you don't need the revision, then don't need to come. Then I will see you. Thank you. I might make adjustments to the final test. You only need 1.5 hours. I might take out 1.5 hours and put it on a Sunday if you need more revision lah. So we will discuss along as we go lah. Okay. Basically the last class we will have a test. Whether we have a revision before the test or we have revision on another day, then you'll just come for the test. That one we can discuss when we are nearer to the end date lah. Okay. So thank you very much. I will see you next Tuesday. Okay. So in your workbook, right, in your textbook, there is this part called then should be. Then should be will be your homework for today. Okay. Homework is then should be and then should A please write. It's in hiragana already. I want you to transcribe it into romaji. Right. Basically, I want you to practice writing, like identifying all the. I want you to identify all the hiragana. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you.